Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty exciting news when it comes to Target and the upcoming Target restock. I'm going to give you guys some information because we actually do have a little bit more confirmations now that there has actually been now new stock arrivals. A little bit more of an update too as well on the kind of moving of stock. If you guys remember my video as of yesterday discussing that, there's overall other little things kind of floating around throughout this video. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 Digital Console controller. Make sure you guys are following up on the Twitter for the Twitter giveaway going on. Super easy to enter and win that one. We have the Twitch stream down below, the Weeble Coinbase, and all that other good stuff too as well. And just make sure you guys are just having hopefully a pretty good day. So we did have a little bit of like a kind of a mediocre drop that happened earlier on today so far with GameStop. As we kind of even saw, we talked about that, talked about the upcoming PlayStation event and all that stuff on our earlier videos. So if you guys missed that, you guys can go check that on out. But as of now, we're still on that really big Target watch. So kind of the big, I guess, really kind of somewhat big updates for all that stuff. The past like 3 weeks or so, we have been seeing stock. We saw a few days where stock arrivals did go and happen. Basically where some stores were at from like the 15 to like 45 to 50 stock. Basically, the drop itself at the upcoming Target drop is looking pretty juicy. But then, ever since then, we basically were kind of twiddling our thumbs, waiting to see if anything was going to happen. Like, we didn't see really that much movement, didn't really see that much stock movement, didn't see any stuff kind of showing on up. It was just a really kind of bleak, like, 2 weeks or so. We had, like I was saying, like 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago or so, we saw some good movement, and then ever since then, even as of last week, it was very bare bones. Basically, nothing really new, nothing really changed, etc. But we now actually have finally a little bit more good information when it comes to Target, where we now have from 2 different sources. I'm going to go reach out to some other folks, or if any of you guys yourselves work at Target, have friends at Target, just even maybe call your local Target stores or whatever it is, we have actually apparently seen now more stock movement. So just letting you guys all know, stock does seem to be showing up at these locations again. So maybe either throughout this weekend itself, because sometimes, like, usually whenever I reach out, I'm just like, hey, is there any movement, any stock stuff, etc. And I'm like, yeah, I got some stock today, or yeah, I got stock like these past few days or whatever. So as letting you guys all know, we did actually have another Target store over here. This is up in New York, one of our good contacts, going and stating that they did go and have another 12 stock batch that showed up and arrived physically inside their store. I do believe they also may have been banning the systems, internal systems. I'm going to maybe try to give you guys a better update on that. I did also have someone reach out to me and state that. I've had a chance to talk to a few different other Target employees throughout these probably year and a half of me doing this. But one of the employees did go and state that for some odd reason they can't go and access their Z phone, whatever it's called, like the Z-Line phone or whatever it is. So letting you guys know that actually may go and deter up future restocks, mainly because it might be harder to go check overall local regions, because that's how a lot of the times we could check and see if, like, say, a general area. So I think like New York has a bunch of different stores. We actually may now have a little bit more of a difficulty of getting like proper procured information when it comes to stock and stock arrivals. Although obviously one of the easiest things to go and know is if there's physically seeing it with their eyes themselves. So like I said, New York has had new stock in the double digits, which is kind of nice, and they were also sitting on stock before. So that's one kind of big thing to kind of note and put pressure on. So it does seem like first and foremost, new stock, always good to see, because obviously you can sit on 30 consoles, but if they're sitting on 30, 40, 50 consoles, whatever it is, then there's probably going to be a reason why, because if they have a stock, they would usually like to go and sell the stock if they have a chance to. So with this, it's very intriguing to note, because with brand new stock means brand new shipments, usually from Sony themselves, from the warehouses and other direct areas, and that means it's going and being divvied on up to other store locations. So let's keep that in mind. We have now, once again, confirmed stock is physically in the stores from before. They've been holding on some stock. They've been sitting on some stock. We're patiently waiting for the drop. Now, as I mentioned before too, we are now seeing stock, more new, brand new stock movements showing up physically in store locations, which once again bumps up the likelihood quite a bit for an upcoming drop throughout these next few days. But I want to preemptively, before anyone gets too excited, we have had very weird, I'm sure you guys know, everything in the world has been very strange, even with gas prices alone too, also maybe affecting stuff when it comes to the world, when it comes to sanctions, when it comes to ports, when it comes to literally everything underneath the sun. So just in case there's that weird chance nothing does happen throughout the day, keep that in mind. Like, I think a lot of restocks are just very like tentative, where it kind of just depends, I guess, on the week or the day and all that stuff. But at least it's kind of looking good. Man, because even before like this whole big drama actually happened throughout the world, there was already stock there, so it does mean this next upcoming Target drop should be a pretty solid one just by that alone, just because stock is physically there. But the part 2 of that is with brand new stock. It does mean at least there has been some batches of shipments that have arrived, which also bumps it up pretty good. Now, part 3 of this, which like kind of hopefully will be good, but maybe not sure. If you guys saw my video yesterday, we actually have been seeing the stock also somewhat move, where we had some stores actually be losing stock to maybe have to go and reallocate and move that up to other locations, which we've never really seen before, although with the fact that we have brand new batches arriving, I don't think we have to worry about it hopefully too much. Once again, same thing with like the Best Buy, where if you guys have been hearing the Best Buy updates, where some have been like walk-ins, some have had extra stock, some stores have had bonus stock, some stores have just had canceled order, like extra bonus ordered stock or whatever. All that stuff is kind of just making all these drops really weird. Like everything's acting very, very strange. So just keep that in mind. I've never seen Target do this. I've never seen them reallocate stock, as we talked about yesterday. But the fact that we have been seeing new batches of stock, and also somewhat big numbers too. Now, if we have like 1 new console or like 5 new consoles, that really wouldn't be that I guess intriguing or that cool. But I do want to say, since we're seeing double digits arriving, and this is after some stores have also been sitting and hoarding stock for a while, I do want to say this next upcoming Target drop is probably going to be a pretty big one. Number 1, just in the fact that they've been sitting on stock. Number 2, with new stock arrivals. Number 3, because it's been like about a month since our last good, proper, like legitimately big Target restock. So as you guys all know, this is kind of shaping up to be big. Like, I like seeing movement. I like seeing the fact that things are arriving. I like seeing the fact that warehouses have been moving over stock, and it does bump up a lot of stuff for that. Now, what days we're going to be expecting, what times we're going to be expecting. Usually, I'm sure you guys know, most of the time, it's kind of around the same times. So there's always that chance, because this has been like the weirdest weeks ever, that maybe next week also could be a possibility. So just keep that in mind, especially if you guys are prepping for the next 3 days or so. It always literally could be next week. You want to what? And I think just how the world is, it could literally be 3 weeks from now in case something like really, really bad happens. Ideally, nothing does, but just in case. But that means that Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we're still once again back on Target watch. We have still somewhat seen them a favor a little bit more on the Thursday, Friday side. I'm not 1,000,000% sure. We have also seen a lot of Wednesdays, and the fact that a lot of stores are still receiving stock is kind of a good sign. Although I do want to reiterate that some of my store contacts have not fully received the most brand new stock and brand new shipments too as well. So keep that in mind, that while some have, that also can maybe go install out an extra 1 or 2 days or even for next week. I know it's not the best information out here, but as you guys know, Target's never like preemptively alerted people or tweet about drops or like send out emails or have pro memberships or all that stuff. At least for things like GameStop, we at least knew it was going to happen, like, you know, just from all the information and all that type of stuff. But it has been a little bit on the harder side. I will be 100% honest. So what we're going to expect for. If you guys are really committed or you guys are randomly East Coast, it might be worth checking these next few days. We still don't 100% know. If I 100% knew, I would tell you guys without a doubt. Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays have been our usual drop dates. Based on how long it's been since the last restock, the likelihood bumps up. Based on how much stock has been arriving, the likelihood does bump up. The fact that stores have been sitting on stock, the likelihood is bumping up. From any point, usually from the 6 a.m. Central Time to 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Add 1 hour for EST, minus 1 hour for Mountain, minus 2 hours for PST. So I'd probably be saying if you guys are really committed, it might be worth checking out and seeing. I'm not 1,000,000% sure. I usually do think we've been kind of seeing more Thursday, Friday drops. But it's kind of harder for East Coast, or not East Coast, West Coast, because it's so early. So it's really hard for me to say, because we also were maybe watching it as of last week, although we didn't have any new stock movements last week, as we were telling you guys. So let's keep you guys up the loop the best we can. I would say kind of got to get played by ear. I think it's really easy for East Coast if you guys are just ready, about to go to work, about to go to school, and just kind of be aware, because we usually do know the website does update their stock and changes their listings like around a half hour beforehand. So just in case you guys see that when you guys wake up, or you can actually see it on Twitter or anything of the sort. So it's not 100% throughout these next few days, although the likelihood has bumped up quite a lot, like we've kind of covered before. And if I was trying to get my console, if it doesn't drop tomorrow, which we'll probably have a morning video maybe a little bit earlier to kind of remind you guys, I'd probably say Thursday and Friday Friday does seem like a nice bump up. Although we'll try to give you guys more details because, like I said, some stock has also moved, which we've never seen before. The whole world situation's being really weird, and that could always go and affect stuff. Keep that in mind. So overall, just going to give you guys the updates for it. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 Digital Console Controller, Twitter and Twitch stream as well. Sign up for that Twitter giveaway and follow up the Twitter, follow the Twitch, follow the Weibo, follow the Coinbase, and all that good stuff down below. And we'll see you guys probably for one more video later on throughout today, and ideally tomorrow will be a pretty fun state of play, hopefully too as well. So if you guys are looking forward to that, love you guys.